Once upon a time, in the quaint town of Eldoria, there lived a peculiar inventor named Professor Alaric Thistlewick. His small workshop, tucked away at the edge of town, was filled with an assortment of gadgets and gizmos that seemed to defy the laws of nature. Professor Thistlewick was renowned for his eccentricity and brilliant mind, but there was one invention that consumed him with an unwavering passion: the chrono chalice. The chrono chalice was a mystical time-traveling device that, in theory, could transport its user to any point in the past or future. Many considered the idea preposterous, but Professor Thistlewick was undeterred. Day and night, he toiled away, adjusting gears, tinkering with crystals, and chanting incantations that only he understood. One stormy evening, as lightning streaked across the sky and thunder roared, the chrono chalice whirred to life. The room filled with a pulsating energy, and a mysterious portal emerged in its center. Awestruck and eager to test his creation, Professor Thistlewick donned a peculiar head adorned with an array of feathers and stepped into the shimmering gateway. To his surprise, he found himself in the midst of a bustling medieval marketplace. The air was filled with the scent of exotic spices, and merchants haggled over goods from far-off lands. Professor Thistlewick marveled at the scene, realizing that his invention had indeed transported him through time. As he explored this unfamiliar era, Professor Thistlewick encountered knights, fair maidens, and even a wise old wizard who claimed to have foreseen his arrival. Intrigued by the wonders of the past, the professor decided to spend some time immersing himself in the medieval world. He attended grand feasts, engaged in lively jousting tournaments, and even forged unlikely friendships with the locals. However, as the days passed, Professor Thistlewick began to notice subtle changes in the fabric of time. His interactions with the medieval folk seemed to influence their destinies, creating ripples that altered the course of history. Fearing unintended consequences, he resolved to return to his own time and dismantle the chrono chalice. Upon his return, Eldoria greeted him with a mix of relief and curiosity. The townsfolk had grown concerned about the eccentric inventor's disappearance. Professor Thistlewick, having learned the importance of respecting the flow of time, decided to share his adventures with the townspeople and use his newfound knowledge to better their lives. From that day forward, Professor Alaric Thistlewick became a wiser and more cautious inventor. He continued to create marvelous contraptions, but always considered the potential impact on the delicate tapestry of time. The chrono chalice, now safely locked away in his workshop, served as a reminder that even the most brilliant minds must tread carefully when tampering with the forces that govern the universe. And so, the tale of Professor Thistlewick and his time-traveling escapade became a legendary story, passed down through the generations in the enchanting town of Eldoria.